Hey guys, I'm Isaiah Tripp here with Trip Talk, back with another quick message and video. And today's message is simply this: who you are speaks louder to me than what you say. Let me say that again. Who you are speaks louder to me than what you say. Now, this lesson is specifically geared towards parents. And the reason being for that today is because, when I was thinking about this topic and this lesson, I was actually thinking about it from a parent's perspective, just drawing on some of the things I've learned in my own parenting journey and so on and so forth. And so this is no knock on parents. I don't want people watching this video to think that I have everything figured out as a parent. I don't. I am just conscious of these things. I am constantly looking for ways to evolve and looking for ways to get better. So this is, some profound information that I've found that has helped me out in my parenting skills, and I feel has helped me out with my relationship with my son. So this is a lesson for all of us parents today. This is not me talking to you guys like I have everything figured out. I don't. But this is something that I know to be true. And I'll also tie this lesson into a few other things today. But again, the main focus today is on parents. So the reason I wanted to make this video today, again, is because I feel like this has definitely helped me out in my life. And I feel like a lot of parents are struggling with this around the world. I know this to be true just watching, people parent their children, and watching that relationship and watching why parents nowadays can't get their kids to essentially listen. Why you can't get your child to listen. And the answer to that is really the topic today. Who you are speaks louder to me than what you say. Now, here's what I mean by that. We all say things in our lives, and specifically, we may say things to our children. But ultimately, keep in mind that our children see everything. Our children are always observing us. Our children are always watching us. Our children are always being nosy or whatever. They always, are observing and paying attention. So keep in mind that sometimes you can't get your child to listen because what you're doing is contradicting what you're saying. Now, here's what I mean by that. I'll give you guys a quick example. Social media, technology is sort of an epidemic right now in regards to parents not knowing how to get their child off of social media. Well, one of the reasons why you can't get your child off of social media is because you can't get off of social media. Early in my parenting journey, I would, ask Ian to get off of social media, and I would turn around and look like I'm asking him to get off, but I'm still on my phone. How is he really going to listen or be inclined to listen, and if I'm not practicing the same thing I'm preaching? And so beware of that out there, parents. A lot of times we say we struggle. I can't get my child to listen. I can't get him off his phone. I can't get him off his tablet. I can't get her off her phone. I can't get her off her tablet. Well, can you personally get off of your tablet? Can you personally get off of your phone? And I know this is true for most of us parents because, again, I've been guilty of it before. And, the epidemic of social media and not getting off our phones and tablets is not just for children. That's for parents as well. Parents and adults are addicted to their phones just as much as these children are. So, who you are speaks louder to me than what you say. You can yell at your child all day long. Get off of that phone. Get off of social media. Get off of that tablet right now. Blah, 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 blah. You can yell all you want. You can say it nicely all you want. They're going to ultimately observe what you're doing. And, you can yell at them all you want, but they're going to turn around and see you on your phone after you just yelled at them. And they're going to be like, they're going to give you that face like, really? Get off of my phone? You get off of your phone. That's how children look at it. And if they don't say that, because sometimes you may put a fear in child, you may put fear into a child, and you may think that because they're fearful of you and because they're scared of you, they're actually listening with conviction, but they're not. They're just scared of you. They're just fearful of you. So they're going to do what you say in that moment. But the moment they get away from you, they're not going to do what you say. They're going to do what they want to do. and they're going to do the things that they see you do. So don't mistake, fear and a child being scared of you as listening. And don't base a child listening off of that. You don't want your child to listen to you simply because they're scared of you or because they're fearful of you. You want them to listen to you because they feel that you're guiding them in the right direction. And if that's the case, you don't have to yell at all. They're going to be convicted to listen to you. They're going to be, willing to listen to you. They're going to want to listen to you. If they feel like, you're guiding them down the right path, or if you really have their best interests at heart. And children don't really get the fact that, hey, I'm an adult, so I can be on social media, but you can't. Well, why? Why is it different for you as an adult? You're just prolonging the situation. So keep that in mind. Who you are speaks louder to me than what you say. Here's another example of that, by the way. We want our children to be calm, or we want our children to respond to certain situations in a calm manner, or we don't want our kids to yell when they get angry or upset. We don't want our kids to do certain things, but the fact of the matter is, you yell when you get upset. You don't respond calm to situations when you get erratic or when you get stressed out. So how can you possibly teach that to your kid? Let me give you a quick example, and it's just going to be a random example, but let's say you want your kid to not yell, when they call your name. Let's say if your child is saying, mommy, 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 daddy, 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 or whatever, and they saying it in a high-pitched voice because they don't understand really, inside voice or whatever the case may be. So they yelling and screaming when we're right here next to each other. The message you want to get across to your child is, hey, I'm right here. You don't have to yell. Just call my name. I hear you. You don't have to yell. Son, you don't have to yell. Daughter, just be calm, be cool, But, that's one way you can say it as a parent. And for me, I feel like that's the right way to explain it to him. Explaining it in a calm tone so that he not only hears what I say, but he understands it by my actions. I'm explaining it to him in a calm way. Ho, 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 ho. Calm down. You seem a little up there. Just call my name. I'm right here. You ain't really gotta yell. You know what I'm saying? Just say it like this. Hey, pops. Hey, mom. Just say it like that. But the other way it can go is you as a parent get irritated because your child is calling you at such a close proximity. Mommy, 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 daddy, and you right here that you yell back at them. Stop yelling, stop calling my name so close, stop yelling at me. I'm right here. You don't have to yell it. Just say my name, blah, 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 right? However you want to say it. But there's two ways you can handle it. There's the one, like I said, the calm demeanor, and there's the one with the other demeanor, like I just said. You're yelling back at them. Just call my name in the quiet. Use your inside voice. Just call my name. But you're sitting there yelling at them. So the message you want to get across is the same, is that, hey, use your inside voice. The message is the same. You don't have to call my name so loud when I'm right here in front of you. The message is the same that you want to get across, but the second version of how you're trying to get that message across is not going to work because who you are speaks louder to me than what you say. You're saying the same thing. You don't have to yell. I'm right here. You're saying the exact same things, but your actions are completely different, and the child is going to pick up on those actions. You might be giving them a good lesson, but if in acting out that lesson, you're in a high-pitched voice, you're in a high tone, they're naturally going to do what they see. They're naturally going to try to emulate the things that they get from you. You know what I mean? You can tell your child, not to do drugs. Don't ever do drugs. Don't ever do drugs. Drugs are bad for your body, but if your child sees you doing drugs and it looks like it makes you happy, all that drugs is bad for your body, all that is going out the window. All that knowledge is going out the window because all they're going to see is, oh, mommy looks happy when she's doing drugs, or daddy looks happy when he's doing drugs. So why is he or she telling me that drugs are bad for you? Why are they telling me not to do it when they're doing it and they can't stop doing it? And that is very real. We can think we're telling our children something. We can think that we're giving our children good advice, but ultimately they're going to do and emulate what they see. We can tell them anything we want. We can tell them all the stuff we want. They're going to do and emulate what they see. So, will we get it right all the time? No, we won't. But this is where you will start to have understanding for your children, and understand that if they're not necessarily listening to something that you're saying, if they're not actually taking heed to the advice that you're giving them, it may be because they're actually emulating the things that you're doing in your personal life. And so if that is the case, have grace on your children. Don't then persecute your children for doing what it is that they see you doing. They see you doing it, so they're going to do it. And then you're going to turn around and then persecute your child for doing what you do. You can't do that. You can't do that. That's not good for your child. That's not good for you. That's not good for anybody. You know what I mean? So the challenge today is to understand that who you are speaks louder to me than what you say. So if we really want our children to listen, to take heed to the advice that we're giving, we have to make some changes. If we really want our kids not to do drugs, if that's really our motivation, then either you stop doing the drugs or never ever do it around them to where they see it. That way, when you do mention something to them, or when you do give them advice and say drugs is bad for you, they don't see you doing it, and they're more inclined to listen because, as you say, drugs are bad. That must be true because I never seen my mom do no drugs. Or I never seen my dad do no drugs. And the reason I think I haven't seen them do no drugs is because of what they told me, because it's bad for you. So this lesson can apply to any and everything that you tell your children. If there's anything that you can tell your children, eat vegetables, it's good for you. Well, you model that. You eat vegetables, you do that so they catch up on it. You can't tell your child eating vegetables is good, but then you take them to McDonald's all the time, or you eat McDonald's all the time, or whatever. I think you get what I'm saying. This lesson, this this topic, this wisdom can apply to different areas of your parenting lifestyle, or different areas of your life in general. Even when you're interacting with different people, you can pose as one thing, but who you are will ultimately stand out over what it is that you say to anybody. You can say things and you can be smooth and you can feel like you're faking people out, but ultimately, who you are is going to shine through all that, and it's going to be louder than anything you could ever say. You guys all heard the term actions speak louder than words, and that's basically what all this boils down to. It's simply that actions speak louder than words. So my challenge to all of us today, even me as a parent, this is a continuous challenge of mine, is to be a model. Of course, we're going to tell our children what we know. We're going to give them advice, but also be a model so that they're more willing to listen, so that they're more willing to follow and accept what you're saying. You cannot say one thing out your mouth and then contradict it with your actions. You cannot ask your child to get off social media if you personally are addicted to social media too, and you can't even get off social media. How do you expect a child to get off of social media? That's virtually impossible. And even if you know that this is true, and you know that you're one of those parents out there that struggle with getting off social media, but you're mad that your child is not listening, take a step back. Understand that, again, they're only going to emulate what they see. So don't persecute your child if they're not listening to you when you ask them to get off social media, or they're not listening to you when you ask them to use their inside voice. Take a step back and think about why they're not listening. Think about why, it may be that they're, again, just not listening. It could be because you're right there in front of them modeling or contradicting yourself or contradicting whatever it is that you're saying, you know? So definitely a lesson that can help all of us out today. That's my challenge today, is just to be a model for your children, to be a model in your life, to carry out what it is that you say, to back up whatever it is that you say in real life actions. And then also, again, in your real life, away from children, away from that parenting relationship in your real life, it'll be good for us all to strive to be exactly who it is we say we are, to do and commit the actions that we portray with our mouth, because at the end of the day, who you are speaks louder to me than what you say. And that goes for any facet, any area of our life. And that's something that I know we all can work on. That's something that I constantly work on, even to this day. So there's no knock on nobody. This is not pointing the finger at nobody. This is just a real life message that can help us all out. Who you are speaks louder to me than whatever it is that you say, whenever it is, or whenever it is, whatever it is, or whenever it is. Who you are is always going to speak louder to me than what you say. So that's really all I had today on that video. Again, I can go days on end with examples, but I think you guys kind of get the picture of what I'm trying to say today. So I think I'm going to rest that video right here. Again, this is no knock on nobody. This is something that I'm constantly working on, but it's something that you really can take heed to if you get what I'm saying. This is something that can help you and your child's relationship out. This is something that can help your relationship out with you and your friends, or with you and your parents, or whoever. Before you say anything, try to be a model of that. Try to actually be that before you try to, give people advice, or before you try to, ask people to listen to you. Try to actually be that in your life. So that's the challenge for us all today. I think I'm gonna leave that video right there. Of course, I'll be back with more videos, but for now, I'm Isaiah Tripp. This is Tripp Talk, and I thank you for watching.